Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for another Education at Play session. We're very excited to bring to you a PD session today with the Coaches Association of Ontario. Joining us today is Mercedes Watson, who will be joining us, who is the Director of Coach and Partner Development and an ice hockey and strength and conditioning coach herself. She's going to be speaking to us today about some of the programming that the CAO offers, as well as a little bit about the para divisions of OSSA and those championships that are offered in Ontario. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Mercedes.
Thank you so much, Kylie. Good afternoon, and thank you to the Education at Play team for inviting CAO to speak here today. I would also like to thank the Ontario Parasport Collective and the Ontario Trillium Foundation for supporting this month. As Kylie mentioned, my name is Mercedes Watson and I am the director at the Coaches Association of Ontario. Before we begin, I wish to acknowledge this land on which the CAO operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and most recently, the Mississauga of the Credit River. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. With that, today, I hope to bring you just a little more information about what CAO and our partners do in support of teachers, teacher coaches, students, and parasport in Ontario. Please stick with us until the very end, as we do have a special giveaway to share, thanks to the contributions of the Ontario Parasport Collective and Education at Play team. So to start, a little bit of background. The Coaches Association of Ontario is an independent, nonprofit organization that supports coaches from community to high performance across all sports in Ontario. Listed on this slide is just a very brief synopsis of what we do for coaches. And this could include any of you active teacher coaches here or watching this video, or future coaches that may emerge from your student body. We are also the delivery agent of the National Coaching Certification Program in Ontario. I am going to highlight a few of our most relevant supports and programs here for you today. CAO also has a very strong connection with supporting parasport in Ontario. We work collaboratively with many organizations, including the Ontario Parasport Collective, to develop the current and future capacity of sport leaders, including coaches, who lead parasport in the province. Listed here are just a few examples of some of the programs and resources specific to those goals. So we have over 28 coaching pathways and champion coach profiles that we share on our website. We have an ongoing mentorship program that introduces new coaches to parasport and pairs them up with experienced mentor coaches in parasport to accelerate their coach development and growth in supporting those athletes. We also have many training opportunities, articles, research resources, and much more. To check it out, please visit our website at coachesontario.ca/parasport. For those of you looking for training, articles, resources specific to coaching athletes with intellectual disabilities, I highly recommend you check out Special Olympics Ontario. I believe they also hosted a session on June 9th as a part of the Education Month, and I do encourage you to check out that video as well. So I just wanted to share a quick example of one of our para-coaching pathways. And here you can see this is for the sport of swimming. And very excited to also share one of our parasport coach champions, Vicky Keith. She's also a mentor in our mentorship program. So for example, she would bring over 40 years of coaching experience with athletes with disability and shares that with other coaches through the mentorship program. As you can see on the left-hand side, I apologize that the text is probably a little bit small, but all of these are available in PDF format on the website. This outlines clearly what type of NCCP courses you would want to take if you are a swimming coach, but you're also actively working with athletes with disabilities. We also give you a little bit more information about funding opportunities and other useful links to organizations that you should connect with if you're interested. So I believe this session was originally titled OFSA Sports, and I am happy to present some information on their behalf today. The Ontario Federation of School Athletic Associations, more commonly known as OFSA, has a main priority to work with volunteer teacher coaches to provide 38 provincial championships and 6 festivals across 20 sports for Ontario's student athletes. However, they also offer other programs and services that enhance school sport in the province. So how does OFSA relate to parasport and coaching, you might ask? So currently, OFSA has para divisions within 5 of their championships. They include cross country, alpine skiing, Nordic skiing, swimming, and track. They are also responsible for the delivery of the National Coaching Certification Program, Coaching in Ontario Schools module. It's delivered specifically for teacher coaches in the context of Ontario. If you're interested in any further information about how to be involved with OFSA, Parasport, or their coaching programs, please contact Seamus Borden, the Assistant Director at OFSA. His email is listed here, seamus@ofsa.ontario.ca, and he'd be happy to answer any questions you may have about their organization and how they support you. So today's presentation is also a very excellent opportunity to share some great coach education programs with you. The first one I'd really like to highlight is the NCCP Fundamental Movement Skills. It is truly a foundational workshop for all sport and physical activity, as it helps to build the fundamentals of physical activity. As you can see, it's an interactive workshop, and it typically lasts 4.5 hours. Here, you'll see a little bit more detail on the learning outcomes if you were to attend this training session. I specifically want to highlight that the workshop integrates parasport by including ways to adapt the fundamental movement skills for participants with intellectual, physical, sensory, or behavioral disabilities. The program also includes wheeling as one of the fundamental movement skills within the workshop. So fantastic course, taken it a few times now. And so you might ask, well, how can I take this and how might I offer this to my students? I'm happy to let you know that there's actually a very specific program geared towards you as teachers to be able to deliver the fundamental movement skills coaching workshop to your students. It's called the Fundamental Movement Skills High School Kit. With this kit, certified PHE teachers can facilitate the course, and it's specifically designed to be delivered to grade 11 and 12 students, 16 plus. It works for you because it is restructured to be able to integrate into your existing curriculum in 45-minute modules and can be taught during regular class hours. It's in over 200 schools in Ontario that run the kit, and it's a one-time fee of $50. We can also provide additional materials as needed. But once you've purchased the kit once, you can deliver it as many times as you want to as many students as you like within your school system. You can see a link there at the bottom of the page that you can access more information about the kit and how to pay, register, everything, what you can find on our website there. It's also a great opportunity because students do receive credit for attending the module on the Locker database system. This tracks all coach education credits within the National Coaching Certification Program. And this is especially relevant for some of the SHSM schools that do ask for these types of credits as a part of their curriculum. Another really fantastic coach education opportunity for teachers and students alike is the NCCP e-learning module, Coaching Athletes with a Disability. This is an NCCP training. It provides coaches with the knowledge to deliver quality sport experiences for athletes, specifically with behavioral, intellectual, physical, and sensory disabilities. It's a fantastic resource for coaches that are new to coaching athletes with a disability, as well. Many coaches who are already working with athletes with disability will find it useful, some useful information in there, tools and tricks in the online module. Again, here's a little bit more about the learning outcomes that come from the course in the course description. And I would like to highlight that it really is recommended for teachers, and in this case, high school students aged 14 plus. The workshop is done online in the Lockers learning management system. It is an asynchronous learning opportunity. It takes approximately 45 minutes to 60 minutes to complete and is traditionally offered at a cost of $15. But as I mentioned at the start, I'm happy to share with you today that we are providing free access to the first 50 users that can use this code below. It's with the generous support of the Education at Play team and the Parasport Collective and the Ontario Trillium Foundation. Please read the details on this slide carefully, as it provides specific instructions on how to use the code appropriately. So you want to make sure that you use the code specifically as it's outlined on this slide. You will note that it can be used up to 50 times. It is going to be first come, first serve for those who use the code. And there is also an expiry date. So we are asking that anyone who wants to use this code to access the training for free online, do so before August, the end of August 31st, 2021. Once you redeem the code, you can actually go back and complete the module at a later time, but it must be redeemed before this date. So if you would like any further information about what was presented here, please contact me using the details above, or if you experience any difficulties in utilizing the code as presented on the previous slide, I'd be happy to help you with that. I'm also happy to take any questions at this time, and if not, thank you very much for your time and dedication.
Thank you so much, Mercedes, for sharing these amazing resources and all this information about coaching in the high school for our teachers and coaches that are checking this video out. As you saw, the information for CAO is included on there, and you're welcome to contact any of the Education at Play team for any other information, or if you have any issues using those free codes. And if you have any other questions, we are hopefully happy to answer them. Thank you so much, Mercedes. Have a great rest of your day.